Hello, everybody. How we doing? Yeah, this is not Saturday. This is Sunday at 7. I should have had the live yesterday, but wasn't going to happen. Had to go on a rescue mission. Kind of like the Blues Brothers had to go on a rescue mission from God to go help my boss up at Rantoul Farm Progress Show. So I had to go all the way up there and bring everything back. He took a little sick, so I had to go up and take care of that. So anyhow, that's what happened to Saturday night. I couldn't get back here in time, and even if I did get back, I was gonna be tired because that's about a 2.5 hour drive up, and then it was about a couple hours of load time and tie down and stuff, and then had to get the road back. And of course, coming back is a little slower because I'm dragging a 40-foot trailer full of tractors and parts and stuff. So it was a little entertaining yesterday, busy. So that's why I missed the Saturday live show. So anyhow, everybody, I apologize for not having it Saturday, but we got a Sunday. So I thought I'd just jump on here for a little bit, see how things go. Never Done Projects. How you doing? How's everything? I was in your life for a little bit there for a while. Doing good. LP's in the house. He's waiting for that bowl of lasagna. I know what he's waiting on. He's anxiously awaiting that lasagna. I know what LP's after. So unfinished projects. How you doing, sir? Phenomenal. There's that word. You haven't forgot that word, have you? That's a big word, even on a Sunday evening for me after this long week. Man, I've had it all this week, I can tell you. I've had everything. So it's hard on an old man. When you're old as I am, it's hard. It's hard. Oh yeah, BRG, and I think John Wilburn throw it in on the pile. To buy Rich's 57. I kind of heard that going on over there. How you doing this evening, Unfinished? How's things your way? There's David. How you doing, David? I'm sorry about tonight. I'm sorry to come in on Sunday, but yesterday was just the rescue mission took a lot longer and it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So Saturday, I wasn't even home at 7 o'clock yet. So I hadn't got in, hadn't had nothing to eat. So I got to call at about 6 o'clock in the morning to go on the rescue mission. So it took me a little bit to get everything situated so I could go. So I apologize, everybody, for not being Saturday night, but I'm glad it's Sunday. Sunday be okay. We'll see how it goes on the chat and everything. See how everybody thinks of everything. It's been a busy week, even at the shop. Even though the boss was gone at that show, it was still busy for me at the shop. So had a lot of things going on. I take care of them. Still working on that yellow John Deere 3020. Still had steering issues with that, and I think we fixed the steering issues, but now it's a timing issue. There's a timing with those rack and pinions that work in the front of that they have to be right, otherwise it turns real sharp one direction or the other. So we're fighting that a little bit because by the book it's supposed to be in time, marked up to all the arrows that they give you to mark with. That's actually built into the gearing box. So according to that, it's supposed to be in time, but it's not in time. So we're going to have to play hunt and fetch on that. probably tomorrow, see if we can't get that. Shouldn't take long. I mean, I don't think it needs a lot to get it in time, but the mark sure ain't correct. That's for sure. So I'm no mechanic, but I play one. I can laugh about that because it's got me baffled a little bit because the marks are all lined up. Everything's where it's supposed to be by the book. But evidently that book didn't read this tractor because this tractor's not quite right with the marks. So I've been doing pretty good. Today I actually was a professional bum today. So I done that job quite well today. So I sat back and I decided I wasn't going to do anything today. And Sunday is normally a day that I don't do much. I'm just not. I used to be. I used to work Sundays just as hard as any other day, but now I've kind of learned a little different. So, and just me personally, it's, everybody else can do what they think they need to do. But for me on Sunday, I'm not going to do a lot unless something's stuck in a ditch and just has to be out. Otherwise, I'll stay at home, close to home, go fishing. I'll do something, but I'm not doing a lot of work on Sunday. It just never pays me to work on Sunday, I can tell you. If I think I'm going to do something on Sunday and, and be good about it, it won't. It'll come back tenfold on me by Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be working on something I really don't want to work on. So I tend to stop on Sundays. I don't think it's ever meant to be the guy works 7 days a week anyway. So if you can't do it in 4 or 5 days a week, and if you can't get by on 4 or 5 days a week, you probably need to reevaluate. Even me, I got to reevaluate a few things every once in a while because I'll get out of hand. So, been sick? Wow, that's not good. First responder, how you doing? Glad you're in here. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. How's everybody's weekend going? It was beautiful weather here. I couldn't ask for better weather. Awesome. I mean, I hope everybody else's weather's that way because it was nice weekend, really. Despite everything I had to do, it was still a nice weekend. That tractor show, progress show up at Rantoul up there at the old Chinook Air Force Base up there, that is quite the show, I can tell you. I've never been to it. That's the first time I ever entered the property up there. I've been on the property before, but not for any kind of, playtime or anything or showtime. But man, they had some tractors up there. They must have had 100,000 tractors up there and probably 200,000 golf carts and four-wheelers and side-by-sides. I mean, they must have had 200,000 of those because you couldn't go anywhere without almost running into one of them. Mama M's in the house. Glad you could join us, Mama M. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't make it Saturday. I just didn't make it home. So yeah, David, you got to get to feeling better. You can't feel any worse. So you got to get to feeling better. That's how I look at things. First responder, how you been doing? What's on your table this week coming up? Anything special? I said if there was a tractor ever produced or made, it was there at that Rantoul show. Because if it wasn't there, they didn't make it. Because my God, they had some tractors there, and they was doing all sorts of things up there. There was plowing fields and had old combines out there picking corn, and they'd already picked the beans by the time I got there, done combine of the beans. So, but yeah, that was quite a showing of tractor up there. I was impressed. They have that every other year. So they have it this year. Now next year they'll skip that and then they'll be back the following year. So yeah, that's usually how they work that show. That is an active airport. So they shut it down for this show. And then a lot of stuff runs up and down those runways. Those runways, I think one of them is like over 9,000 foot long, and I think the other one is like a little over 8,000 foot long. That's just the runways. That ain't including the infields and all that. That's a huge place up there. Smoky Shop, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Glad you could stop by and listen to me rant a little bit and talk and whatever. Said normally Sundays, I normally wouldn't have the live on Sunday. Normally I do that on Saturday night at 7, but tell everybody again, I just couldn't make Saturday. I wasn't even home. I went up there on that rescue mission and took care of the business I had to take care of for the boss and done all that. And got back home way too late, and I was way too tired to even think about doing a live. So I sure hope everybody had a great weekend, because outside of what I had to do, I don't get me wrong. I mean, that was work to go up there and do all of that. That was work, but I did get to have a little bit of enjoyment. I got to ride around on a gator and look at things real quick that was there, and before we had to load up, because they only give you so much time to get out of there. So, but it was nice, and it was. I mean, there was still a lot of tractor pulls going on. I mean, they had some fancy rigs up there tractor pulling, so I got to see a little bit of that, and that was nice. So I can't say it was all work. I did get to see that, and I enjoyed that stuff. So I'd do it more, but I get too busy at the shop, and it's like, well, my downtime at home is kind of important. So, oh yeah, they had massive engines up there. I mean, geez, yeah. Multiple engine tractors. I mean, they had it all. There's some big boys up there pulling. I didn't get to stay for all the pulling show, but tried to hit everything as quick as I could and see a little bit of it, and move on down the road, because I was under a time thing where I had a lot of stuff to pick up and get loaded up. Hardest part was trying to find the trailer wherever they parked it. That was the hardest thing, because nobody seemed to remember where he parked his trailer. So that was kind of exciting. Where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? I don't know. You got 2 runways to pick from, 9,000 foot and 8,000 foot. So it could be in either one. So yeah, it was, yeah. Oh yeah, they had some bad boys up there, I can tell you that. There were some high dollar pulling teams up there, and then you could kind of go down the row there, and you could see some that were family, the best they had, and they was in there pulling just as hard as them big teams were. So it's amazing what they do. There was just to show ingenuity. There's an old John Deere B tractor, which is really kind of relatively small tractor, and they had that thing raised up so high with some kind of a raise kit. I don't know what they would have used it for, detasseling maybe, I don't know, but I could walk under it, and I'm 5'9", and I could walk under that tractor. So they had some wild stuff up there. Yeah. Has anybody ever been to like a farm progress show? I mean, I've been to small tractor shows and stuff like that, but I've never been to farm progress shows where they actually demonstrate the stuff and use the old equipment. I've never been to them. I mean, they had steam engines up there plowing. I mean, they had it all going. They had steam engine up there that was running a sheller machine, and man, it was That was something else because it ran all the machines that done the shelling and the corn cobbing and all of that. That was cool to watch. I like that old stuff though, but that's me. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of get into the tractor deal a lot because I deal with tractors a lot. Really, I deal with tractors right now more than I do the car side. But I enjoy the car stuff too. So I don't ever want to forget that. But my roots come out of a farm, so raised on a farm and a lot of John Deeres we had. So it's kind of neat to see the old stuff still out there doing stuff. It's kind of cool. Days gone by, some of that stuff you'll only see at a farm progress show. You won't see it used out on farms much anymore. Now it's all modern equipment now, big modern stuff. You get in there and you think you're inside of a spaceship of some kind anymore. Nothing like what it used to be, open air, no cabs and all that stuff. So now we got tractors that are better than the cars we drive. '73 John Deere 300. Well, I've done a 301 and a 302. The 301 is a like a city tractor we done. It's blue. It come out of I think Louisiana. I think that's where it come out of. And that Mardi Gras tractor I painted up as green, metallic green and white. And it come out of like Mississippi, I think, down in there. They use different colors on the tractor so you knew which township it come out of. Kind of weird. Shelly, how you doing? Glad you could show up. Said Sunday's kind of odd for me to do it on Sunday, but Saturday was out. I just couldn't get her back here. So glad you're aboard. Describe, what is that? Detasseling unfinished? Is that what you said? Detasseling? Normally they detassel corn so they can make the crop pollinate with something else. Normally they don't want it to cross with another crop or something. They're looking for a certain genetic kind of breed when it comes to the corn, what they're looking for. So that's what I get out of detasseling. I've never had to detassel corn, so we always just grew it. It tasseled out, and that pollinated the ear. So yeah. Yeah, the detasseling, that's the only thing I could think of why that tractor would be that tall. I've never ever seen one as tall as that one was. I mean, it was unbelievable tall. So the only thing I could figure was they was using it to drive down the fields to detassel, 2 rows of tassels at a time. That's the only thing I could figure they had it that tall for. So I couldn't believe it. Now, it's a regular John Deere tractor stuck way up there, and they use chain sprockets off the regular axles, and then they come down with big chain drive down to drive the rear wheels. It was something else. I was like, well, I seen that. I gotta look at that. I mean, it looked kind of homemade kind of deal, but I don't know. It could have been homemade. It's possible, but the only thing I could figure why they'd want it that tall is to detassel the corn. So that way they could ride up high and not damage the stalk. They'd come in there and cut off the tassel. Once it just started tasseling, they'll come in there and cut that off. That's the only thing I could figure they'd use a tractor like that for. I couldn't think of anything else. Orchard tractors, it wouldn't have been that because orchard tractors are usually short to the ground and got big round fenders around the tires. So it wouldn't have been for that. So it had to be detasseling corn. That's the only thing I could think of that they'd use that for. But it's crazy. I mean, they done some crazy inventions back in the 50s. I think that was a 52B. I believe it was 52 or 3 B model John Deere. Yeah, there is some. I seen some stuff that I never ever seen, and some of them were built off of like model. I wouldn't say Model Ts, but I'll put them like Model Ts. These Fords. They look like they had a Ford truck on the front, but the back of it was a tractor. I I never. There was like 4 or 5 of them floating around out there, and it's like wow. But they look like a tractor on the rear end, and then like a pickup truck in the front. So I don't know what they use them for. I guess if you didn't have a truck or a car, I guess you use that. I don't know. I mean, that's a while. I wanted to take videos. Here's how bad that Saturday went for me. When I got the call, I thought I had charged my batteries up on my phone, and I didn't. So by the time I got there, the batteries were dead on my phone. So I was bad about that because I sure wanted to take a lot of videos. There was a lot of stuff I could have done up there, but I didn't have a phone to do it with. So I blame myself for that. And that sucked because there was so much stuff up there that was really interesting. It really just mind boggling, the stuff. Anybody have any idea how much ice cream I need for my ice cream fix of the day? Well, I had me about 3 scoops of ice cream before I started the live. So I had 3 scoops. I don't know. And actually, when I got done with the 3 scoops, I wish I only had 2. So, we all need glasses. Well, could be. I need it for the fine print, and the eye doctor says there's nothing wrong with my eyes. He said, "There's nothing wrong with your eyes." He said, You just need to use them." He said, "Stop looking at pictures." And of course, I got these little readers, Walmart stuff. So they help me out. Last time I seen the eye doctor, he looks at me and he goes, "What are you wearing them for?" And I said, "Well, it's helping me read that fine print. I said, "I don't like reading fine print." He goes, "Well, you keep using them glasses, you're going to need them all the time." He said, "You'll train your eyes to do that." So he just said I need to do more reading, which only time I read is what I, need to. Unacceptable behavior, renegade. Oh my. It was a busy week. I did sandblast a deck lid for a buddy of mine. Got that done. He was happy with that, and it looked good when I got done. So I'm glad I could help him out. I mean, it was a quick job. Took me longer to hook up the hoses than it did to actually sandblast the deck lid. So it was on a dart, so it's a little bitty deck lid. By the time I fire it up, turn it on, I got to shut it off, turn it over. So it don't take long to sandblast, deck lid. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly why they do that. Yeah, they have to catch the tassels at the right time too, because they don't want it to cross contaminate with something else they don't want in that variety. You see a lot of that around Decatur up here. You see a lot of that around Decatur where they detassel the corn a lot. They used to do it up here in Carlinville up here. They had there was a seed company that grew corn up there, and they actually had detasselers every year go out and detassel almost all their corn. So I know about it. I know about why they do it, but I never got involved with it. But it's kind of weird to see it. Go out there and see this real short corn, wonder how come it's chopped off at the top. but that's why they do it. They're looking for a way to control that variety. David, are you getting in trouble with Shelly? Are you getting in trouble, David? Yes. Oh, no way. I think so. Well, maybe Sunday wasn't a good day to have this. I don't know. We just try to have fun. Get some ice cream, and it'll all be okay. How about that? Ice cream fixes everything. I've always said that. Is everybody ready for no name? Well, we down to about 2.5 weeks or something like that. 3 Saturdays or something like that now. I mean, we're pushing into September now. This be about the last week of August, so we'll be pushing into September like really hard here now. I just call it September and be done with it. So you don't have any ice cream. Oh man, I feel sorry for you. Smokey's you've been live 2 times today. Wow, what's up with that? 24 days, 3 hours, and 33 minutes. That's the latest, greatest word from John Wilburn. There it is, official. If you're not ready, get ready. If you're almost ready, check again. Make sure you're ready. How about that? Unless I have some kind of emergency coming up that I don't foresee, I'll be there. Well, David, just hop on a train and come on down. No name nationals. Then 24 days, 3 hours, 33 minutes. That's what John just said. Yep. Of course, David's in trouble with Shelly, so I don't know what's going on there. David ain't got ice cream to get out of it, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to take up a donation for ice cream for David. Indecisive Garage. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Glad you're here. This is normally Saturday, but this is not Saturday. This is Sunday. So just to tell everybody yet again that Saturday was very hectic for me and a lot of stuff had to happen. Do that. Be right back, he says. He's probably going to go get ice cream. What do you want to bet? The ice cream truck probably driving by, ringing a bell, so David has to make a run. How about that? He's a smart man. Hey, he probably got lucky the ice cream truck even drove by. Just saying. I mean, as a kid, we didn't have that. We lived out in the country. We didn't have an ice cream truck come ding, ding, ding by. Yeah. If we wanted ice cream, we usually made it ourselves. Just go to town. Hopefully, we had enough rock salt around. Yeah, that's how we had ice cream. We earned it. We work all day for it, all week. By we earned it making it. So that's usually the better kind anyway. So indecisive says he's almost ready. What are you lacking? From the cow pasture. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. You've never had homemade ice cream. Are you kidding? That's the only way. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I like ice cream from Dairy Queen and all that stuff. That's all good. But man, there's nothing like making it. There really ain't. Deprived child. Shelly, come on. What do you see here, John? Spending more money for no name tomorrow. The last 30. Oh, I bet it does, John. I bet putting that show on you start spending money real quick there in the first 30 days, right before the show. I bet it's a challenge then. It gets your attention, I'll put it that way. Yeah. I still can't believe that Shelly has not had homemade ice cream. I just That's amazing. Maybe somebody ought to come in down there and make some homemade ice cream down there for the no name. You know, that might be something. Have a couple of ice cream churners going in there. That would be something maybe. Maybe that's already been thought of and done. I don't know. John would know. John, has anybody ever made homemade ice cream down there? If they did, I missed it. So now I feel like if they did do it, I'm deprived because I love homemade ice cream. Yeah, I know. I have access to a ice cream maker. I really do. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Never know. Shelly's on you, David. I'm sorry, man. She's in on you now. I mean, she's like a chicken hawk. She got the old talons a going. Hang on. Ice cream party. Yeah. Yeah. That's an idea. I'll have to see if I can maybe pull that off. I don't know. Of course, now that I, said that, and John said that he didn't think anybody had done that, why that'll probably be 5 or 6 guys down there making their own ice cream. Yeah, that might be happening. Yeah, yeah, we made it a lot, so I haven't made it for a while, so it's been a while since I made it, but I bet I bet I can pull it off. The hardest part would be finding a refrigerator or a freezer, to put the ice cream in after you make it, so you got some there. That would be the trick. Yeah, Indecisive Garage. Yeah, he needs 500 subs. How many is he at now? I know that Lone Wrench was above 400. I think he's probably in the 410, 415 range. I think I haven't looked today, so I'm bad about that. But I think Indecisive. I don't know where he's at, but I thought he was above 360 or 370 or something like that. Okay, 331. I thought he was above that, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, you got a little bit of work there to do, but yeah, it can be done. It can be done. So anybody that hasn't subbed to Indecisive Garage yet, please do. Let's get him there. Be neat to see him there for sure. Ice cream is fattening. No, no, I don't think it's fattening at all. Much, little. Everything in moderation. You can eat ice cream. It's okay for you. Just do it in moderation. Like a bowl, just moderate the bowl. That'll work. Diet ice cream is good for you. Yeah. The live is vertical. I don't know what that is. I've never changed the live. It shows on my screen to be the normal screen, so I don't know what it looks like to you guys. You'll get there. You'll get there, Indecisive. No problem at all. Yep. It's phenomenal. That's what ice cream is. It's phenomenal. I don't know how to change that. I don't know do I need to change that, Mama M? I mean, I don't know if I know how to change that on my screen here. You'll have to trust me here when I tell you that I'm computer stupid. So yeah, phenomenal. Well, it's a good word. You know, Unfinished uses it every day now. I mean, he's really stuck with it. UP loves that word. Okay. All right. So long as it's good. I got that. Well, let's see here. If I go that direction, yeah, you see my stuff right there. I'll get the screen here going behind me there. The eagle and that. Yeah, got that. That eagle behind me has been with me for quite a number of years. That got presented to me when I was first become a police officer in my career. So that little bird means a lot to me. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good, Mama. Awesome. Awesome. I guess everybody can hear me all right. I ain't trying to yell. I don't want to scream in the screen. I mean, I'm away from it a couple of foot, but I can't help how I look. I'm sorry. I'm just, Dizzy Izzy is in the house. How you doing, Dizzy? Are you ready? Are you ready for No Name? Glad to see you in here, Dizzy. I'm glad to see you all in here on a Sunday, to listen to me yap about stuff. I'm glad you're in here. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. It really does. I thank each and every one of you. It's been a long way. It's actually been a long month for me. I mean, this month has really been tough, not just because of the heat. The heat's hard on everybody. I know. So, but it's been a trying month trying to get everything done at work and and everything. But everybody has a job and everybody has to work hard. And I get it. I'm not trying to make my stuff any better than anybody else. It's better to hear me than other people. Oh God. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Is that an option? I mean, is there an option to say, hey, I want somebody else other? Like here, let's switch the channel on the TV. I try to be at least a little bit entertaining. I try to bring up a lot of different subjects and stuff, and cars and tractors and whatever else you guys want to bring up. I mean, I love talking about ice cream. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite buy foods, is ice cream. But I like a good ribeye steak too. So just so anybody knows, I like a good ribeye, stuff like that. Yeah. I like variety. I don't mind if there's a topic that we need to talk about or something. I mean, if there's something somebody wants to ask me, please ask away. I'll do my very best to answer the questions if somebody's got something for me. I don't have a problem answering anything. So I'm just I'm just me. I ain't going to be something else for anybody else. I'm going to be me. So pretty much what you see right here on this screen right there, that's the guy you're going to get to talk to. So I ain't got time to be anything else. Good morning, lady. I wish I could pronounce that name. Let me see how we can. Panda Kex. Is that right? Panda, yeah, something like that. Yes. I'm sorry. I just tore up your name, and I'm sorry. How are you doing, lady? I'll just call you lady because I can't throw out that last word real good. Lady P. Okay. How are you doing? Glad you could come in. Thank you. So I didn't take her ice cream away. Exactly. Oh no, I wouldn't take anybody's ice cream away, and I sure wouldn't take any lady's ice cream away. That would just be uncouth. Teach renegade that. I don't know. I mean, See, now I'm thinking about the homemade ice cream for no name. So see, I'm thinking about that, and I'll just have to see. I'll have to see what I can do. Maybe I can pull that off for you down there. Maybe I can make some homemade ice cream, bring it down there, and let everybody have some of that. Of course, I'll probably have to bring some strawberry syrup and probably some chocolate syrup so you guys can you know, have your mix, I guess. Some people like strawberry ice cream, some people like chocolate, some people like vanilla. So you got your choice. When you make the ice cream, it's just vanilla. So you get to add whatever you want to it and make it yours. To me, any ice cream is good. I don't care what flavor in it. Yes. Sell it for $5 a scoop. Nah, I wouldn't do it to make money. I'd do it just so everybody'd be happy. Strawberry and chocolate. Yeah, there you go. Never done. Exactly. Yeah, I could go for either one of them. I just had a couple scoops of Neapolitan, so you know it won't be like Dairy Queen. So, if I get to do this down there, if I can pull that off, why it won't be twist cones or anything like that. So it won't be Dairy Queen. Oh, now here we go. Blackberry and chocolate. Here we go. I'm still waiting for John Cope to fly in here because I still got a question to ask Mr. Cope. because I think I know the answer, but I'd like for Mr. Cope to fly in here because I got to ask him that question before No Name because I really want to know. Just saying. Renegade doesn't get any. What are we going to do? Put a sign up there that everybody except Renegade can have homemade ice cream? Just saying. In other words, he'll have to come around the backside of the tent if he wants ice cream or something like that, Shelley. Yes. I knew that answer. I knew that answer. Just so anybody knows, I happen to like Ice Mountain a lot. So Ice Mountain is my water of choice. It's my go-to water, just so as you all know. Okay, we got Sebastian. Boy, I Valdez. Is that right? Sebastian Cristobal Valdez, something like that. Am I correct in that, or did I kill that name too? Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Glad you're in here, Sebastian. Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad you're in here. We're just talking about everything, mainly ice cream and how Renegade David there, he's in trouble with Shelly. So we're trying to smooth that over a little bit with some homemade ice cream, that kind of stuff. Renegade, what? No, no homemade ice cream for you, David. That's what she says. I don't know. You're going to have to know the chef, I guess. 327 double hump. At the Pioneer Show, I got to make homemade ice cream powered by Hit and Miss. Yeah, they had some of that going on up there. I didn't get a chance to stop and eat at any of that stuff because I was really up there on a mission up there at Rantoul. So I didn't get a chance to eat, but they was making some ice cream up there with Hit and Miss. Yes. Smoky Shop, thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Come by again. Normally it's Saturday at 7. Normally I do this Saturday, but the Sunday just happened to be because of what happened yesterday. So, but yeah, normally it's Saturday for me, Saturday evening, 7. Normally that's my normal live. I haven't been doing very many of them. I think this is number 5 live that I've ever had. So everybody seems to like it. So I'll keep doing them as long as people like it. And we'll do this every Saturday. So, and the Duckster is here. How you doing, Doug? How's everything? Have no fear, the Duckster's here. We're going to try to have some fun before I call her good for the day. But yeah, we're going to try to have fun. That's what it's all about. Have fun. We're not long here to have a bunch of bad. So least we can do is laugh, cut up, and have fun and enjoy. That's what I want more than anything. Oh, I'm sure Rich is still here. I don't think he has. I don't think that went through UP. I don't think so. I mean that's if Rich wants to sell it. Why, that's all up to Rich. I mean, I never thought I'd sell my car either, but I did. So you just have to get to the point to where okay, it's better off somebody else gets it, and that's how I looked at mine. I can't say anybody else. I just say my car was sitting far too much. And, the older I was getting, the harder things were to do by myself. So, you know, if you got help around, on a dedicated drag car like I had, if you got dedicated help that will come around and help you with a car like that, because it takes a little bit out of you, to keep it up and running right. And man, when they sit like mine set, a little over 3 years when I was injured, and I mean that took a lot of life out of the car, out of me too, because I had to change the way I do things. I don't get to do things exactly like I used to. So I'd done what I could, but after that, it's like, you know what, I got to do things different. I got to do things a little smarter now. So it just got to be hard. It just got to be really, really difficult for me to do a dedicated drag car. So yeah, dart sport. So I'm really kind of just going back to my roots with the dart sport. Or even if I sell that car and get something else, it's still going to be a car that I can turnkey drive. If I want to race it, I'll put it on a trailer and bring it to the track. And, if I want to do that, but it's going to be a turnkey piece. So, yeah. It was hard. I mean, I want a satellite so bad. I mean, I've looked at some, and it's like, you know what, the dart sport I got, yeah, it needed a little bit of work, but it didn't need a lot of work like some of the satellites I've seen. I mean, you start talking major frame repairs on some of them satellites and that, it's like, okay, it ain't the fact I couldn't do the work. I'd have to drag it out to get the work done. So Robbie Calvert's in the house. How you doing, Robbie? It's tough when cars set. I mean, it's hard on anything that sets, but a race car even more so, especially when they're dedicated race cars. At least, Robbie, your car can run on the street. So, I mean, you have that capability, being able to at least drive it. So that was a good thing about your car. You could actually drive it on the street. My car it would not have been street friendly at all. And I thought about that. So that was in my, that kind of was on my mind to make it a street/race car deal. But man, it would have took so much to put it on the street. I'd have to, it's just a little bit more. I didn't want to tear the car up to try to put it on the street and say, okay, I'm good with that. So I just thought it was better. I just thought it was better to just sell it and get a car that was ready to go. And there's John Cope. Hi, John. How you doing? I got to ask. You said ask away, so I'm going to ask. When you was a kid, when your mom and dad made you hot dogs, did you put ketchup on your hot dogs when you was a kid? I got to know. Just asking. I know when I was a kid and I had hot dogs, it got ketchup on it. Now, when I'm older, I don't put much ketchup on it, if any, sometimes. Most of the time, I don't put any ketchup on my hot dogs now. I don't know what that is. But I had to ask you only because, I knew what it was like when I was a kid and I had a hot dog. Well, Robbie, I mean, the thing of it is at least ways you get to drive it on the street. I mean, it's capable of that. So you did put ketchup when you was a kid. You did do that. And as you got older, you got away from it. Is that true? Because that's what I'm doing. It's like, man, I just want a hot dog. I don't want nothing else. I just want a hot dog now. Is that wrong? Okay. Yeah. 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 Wow. John, are you ready for No Name? I got to ask that too. Are you ready for No Name? And what are you bringing? You bringing that nice car you got there, that show car? You bringing that, or you bringing the truck? Yeah. UP, what is that? He still does it at the cabin? What's that? I'm glad everybody's in here. Thank you. I appreciate it much. I'm sorry, John. I did have to ask that because I know you don't like ketchup on hot dogs now, and I'm getting there. It's like, how did I get to this point where I don't put ketchup on hot dogs now? How did I get to this point? Because I used to just love smothering the hot dog in ketchup. Now I don't do it. It's like I'm just eating a hot dog. How does that happen? Is it one of that part of officially getting old deal? Is that what it is, or is it just normal? Almost transmatic truck. Almost. I think if I give Robbie some ice cream, I think Robbie, let me take that black car down there and poke a little fun, maybe. How fast has that truck been, John? Cover up the bad taste of it. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. UP smothered spaghetti with ketchup. Well, that's kind of different. Yeah. I can come to Pennsylvania and pick it up. That might be a thing, Robbie. That might be a thing. Just have to see. I know I have a lot of sandblasting to do this week, being the weather's cool. Everybody's bringing their stuff out to get sandblasted. So I know this week is pretty full for sandblasting. Which I don't mind sandblast. I don't mind painting. I kind of do it all really. Yeah, we have to get Indecisive Garage to 500 subs. So if you're not subbed to Indecisive Garage, please get over there and sub to him. Look at his videos and stuff, and sub him, and let's get him over the hill there. Let's get him to the no name. I think he deserves to be there. I think we all deserve to be there. Thank you, Dizzy. Yep, already subbed. Yeah, I've been subbed to him for a little while. So yeah. Yes, we should all be to each other. Yeah, exactly. You know, we're trying to here to help everybody. So if somebody's, needs something, needs a part or something, we should all say, hey, let's help this guy out best we can. And let's see to it that, he can at least try to get there. So that's what we should be doing. So I try to help everybody. I don't know. I'm just built a little different than anybody else. I kind of take it to heart that, hey, we're not here very long. This is a short trip that we're staying at right here, and I think we're supposed to help each other. I know it's just a race car, or but it shows the heart of what you are when you reach out and try to help somebody, even if you don't know them. To reach out and try to help somebody. It don't take nothing. you don't have to look for something in return because you're helping somebody. Don't look at it like that. Just, I look at it as I'm going to give a helping hand to somebody who needs it, and I'm going to do, that's what I want to do. I'm going to do it. And I don't look back at it. I don't go back and say, well, I regret doing that. I'm not built that way. So Robbie can attest to that. I mean, I'll help anybody. I'm, you know, I mean, nobody wants to be taken advantage of. And that's probably the biggest thing we got going on in the world today is everybody says, well, I don't want to be taken advantage of. But here's the deal. If you just give something a little bit to somebody, a little bit just to help them out, to make their day just a little bit better, a little bit brighter, then you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anybody else. So that's just how I look at things. So I'm a little bit different, but everybody can kind of, deduce how they want to do things. So Robbie, I'm glad you got a lot of work out there. That's good. That's awesome. Okay, so I had my little rant about helping, so I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody either. So, it's easy to offend people today. I get it. I understand it. Just wanted you to know. So One-eyed cat. How you doing, One-eyed? Welcome aboard. Yeah, it's one big happy campy community is what we got going on. I mean, if I got something that somebody needs and I'm not using it and it's not in my, on my car or something, why? And if there's something somebody needs to help them, man, I'm more than happy to help if I can. The hardest part for some people to do is ask for help. Some people, the pride stands in their way, and it's hard for them to ask for help. Some people just absolutely, no matter what, won't hardly ask for help because they feel like they're letting themselves down. I get that too. So I get like that. I hate to ask for help. I get stubborn, like everybody else. I get stubborn. So that's usually when bad things start to happen, because then you get hurt trying to do something by yourself, and it's like, yeah. Too windy to paint the engine bay. Yeah. Yeah, the wind will play a part in that. I got to do an engine bay for a buddy of mine here for too long. Since he gets ready to, I'll do up an engine bay, get her all painted up. Got a little bit of repair, little rust repair here and there, not nothing. But I'll have a little bit. I'll have an engine bay to prep and get painted. I want to get back on my dart too. So right now it's not looking like I can get the car back into the shop now. That's a good thing. It can go back in the shop. So they're all done putting the roof on and the siding and all that stuff on the new building. So I can finally put my car back in there this week, and I will. So it'll be back in there. So I'm not going to be able to work on it because I got too much sandblasting to do and stuff there in the shop to do. And so I won't be able to do that. And then, No Name's coming up. And of course, now I got to look at possibly getting the ice cream maker out and trying to see if I can make homemade ice cream for down there for everybody. I can't say I can make it for everybody, but I'll try to make it for everybody. I said the hardest part is going to be coming up with some kind of a freezer or something to, to put the ice cream you make in. I don't know. I'll figure out something. Something will pop up. Might have to get a generator or something. Maybe a generator to run a little ice box or a little freezer or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think his engine bay is going white, I believe, ain't it, Don? Pretty sure. I thought it was going white. So did everybody have a good weekend? Do you have a lot of enjoyment? Or did everybody work? It was awful cool, awful nice here. So, yes, white. Yep. I said I had a good weekend, even though I had to go up there. I mean, it was still a good weekend. Old Maytag, hit and miss motors. They run a lot of ice cream makers. It shows for with hit and miss. Yeah, Maytag washers. Yeah, that's what I call hit and miss. There's a variety of them, all different kinds. Yep. We got a couple of them at work, hit and miss. I just don't have the stuff to hook it up for a belt to do the churn on the ice cream. I don't have that. So, but I got a hand crank and a way to make the ice cream. So I do have that. $7 to $10 for ice cream at our local tractor shows. Oh God. Man, that ain't a deal. Yeah. That ain't a deal. I was just thinking about making some if I could get it made. Heck, I was just gonna say, here, have some. It's been an awesome day today. I can tell you that. I think it only got about 76 degrees today, and tomorrow's only supposed to be a high 70. I think 71 or 72 tomorrow. So it's going to be a nice week up around here. And really, I think for the foreseeable future, it appears to be that the next couple of weeks is going to be really nice. Not a lot of rain coming in, so yeah, I think that would kind of get into the concessions. Yeah, I think that would be a problem. But like I said, I wasn't planning on selling any. I'm just planning on saying, here, have it. If you want some, there it is. That's all I'm going to do. But like I said, I don't want to step on toes either. So I get that. Yep. Warm it up with a little fire. Not a real fire, right? Yeah, I'll do some sandblasting this week. So I know of a tractor coming in. It's supposed to be here. Ginger Vance, how you doing, sir? Ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I was thinking of Vance. How are you this evening? We've been talking a lot about ice cream, just so as you know. About 1,500 degrees to take care of the rest. Oh, yeah, I bet it will. Hey, it says I'm back. I don't know. I don't know. Am I back? It looks like I'm back. Everybody still there? Everybody hang with me? Or hopefully nobody left. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. I'm out here in the country and I got Wi-Fi, and yeah, after that it kind of, it says I'm live yet again. Well, I guess we'll continue on. Hope everybody's there. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back. Welcome back, Dennis. Okay. Yeah. What did I miss? I had to miss something. I was gone too long. I could see you guys typing over there, and it says I was live. It was still counting down, but I was froze. So I don't know what that was. I don't know. Too much ice cream, I guess. You know, just has to be too much. I didn't have that much. I only had 2 scoops. I promise. 2 scoops, all I had. So it just kept saying I was going live, and the little circle thing there, was doing. Yeah, that was it. That's all I had. I was looking for the any key. Any key. I was looking for any of them. I mean, I pushed a bunch of them, nothing done anything. So you're waiting for ice cream and you're waiting for the boss. Uh-oh. Well, who's the boss, John? Who's the boss? That's probably the better questions. I'm talking to myself. I'm sorry. There we go. I think we got everybody all caught up there. $700 plus of the converts. Most had push button autos. 3 on the. What year is that, Dizzy? 63? 2? 62? 64. Okay. Now, Stone Soup, that was a 62. Am I right? I haven't heard much of if that car's going to be there. I hope it is. That thing's kind of got a legend to itself now. 1 year only body, 64. That's cool. Now, Dizzy, what motor are you putting in that? Your Valiant's a 65. Okay. What motor are you putting in that, Dizzy? Fresh 440. I thought it was a 440. Light car. Big motor, light car. Came with a 361. Yep. I've owned quite a few cars. I owned a 64 Chrysler Newport. That was a big behemoth. Rode like Cadillac. 64 Newport. It was a 361 car. It was pretty cool. So Ginger, you're going to be down to the No Name Nationals? Is that what I'm seeing up there? You said yes, you're going. You coming to race or you coming to spectate or what? I got my motor down at the machine shop, but I don't know. I won't hear nothing back for it. I don't know, maybe end of the week, maybe at best. So whatever it's going to be, if it gets to be anything, it might be a boat anchor too. I don't know yet. I'm real good at boat anchors right now. Yep. Well, it is Sunday night. I've been on here about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to deduct that 10 minutes of shame. But we've been in here over an hour. So, and it is Sunday, and I don't want to take everybody's Sunday evening up. I mean, I got to get ready for work tomorrow too. So I appreciate each and every one of you coming in and sticking with me through the brain freeze. So evidently 2 scoops of ice cream was too much, I guess. I don't know. But thank you, David. I appreciate that. Appreciate you all coming in. I hope you all have a good evening. Upcoming week, the week coming up for you is all. I hope it's all good and great. And everybody take care of each other. Look out for one another. And just have an awesome week. It's going to be a great time. And looking forward to everybody at No Name. I'll be back Saturday at 7. I'll try to schedule it and get it on the schedule. So Saturday at 7, normally that's where I'll be unless, something changes. But I have a hard time trying to announce how to cancel a thing live. So I don't know. So, but I'll get this in here scheduled for this next Saturday coming up, and we'll carry on again. How about that? Anyhow, thank you everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. God bless everybody. See y'all next Saturday, if not sooner. So thank you all and have a good night.